Hey guys, welcome back to El Picachon. If you are watching this, you're probably watching this on YouTube because we just opened it and there's no one in the chat yet. And this was kind of a surprise stream. I didn't even announce it. So, just gonna be playing around a little bit with the WWE creator and chatting with people. Hopefully some people will trickle in. If not, then you're in for me just kind of going through my process for making characters on the WWE creator. This is WWE 2K22, um, which is pretty good. I'd say 2K18 might actually have been a better character creator, but this is the one that I have on my PC, so gotta use this one. Okay. Let me just check Twitter real quick. Pretty sure the tweet went through. Just want to double check. Yeah. Did I spell wrestler right? No, I did not. Let me spell it right. There we go. That's better. Okay. So, yes, I want to make a big guy. So it lets you start, like, basically, so you can just, like, jump right in, but let's go with no persona. Accept. Should you want to select this persona? Yes. Okay. The important thing here is the presentation name. That's going to tell us about this character, right? The presentation name is stuff that they actually say out loud. So, for example, how do you play it? Enter? I think there's a way to play it. No. Maybe there isn't a way to play it. So let's delete this nickname. Let's see what we have. We want a name for a big guy. So yeah, let's start looking for a nickname. A-list. Is there a button to make this play? Guess not. Adorable. Adorable is something. Aldo, Alex, the All-American. The Anarchist. Yeah, maybe like a alliterative name. Like, let's go with adorable. Adorable Aldo Anderson. Adorable Aldo Anderson. So that's who this wrestler is going to be. So now we can give him that sort of persona. So now we got to change all this stuff. Yes, that's fine, but that's not what I wanted. That's too many characters. So we'll just do adorable There we go. No, that should all be ready to go. We'll accept. What are all these options? Oh. Oh, it's just like the normal, like, rotate stuff. Oh. It's like this stuff. All right. Let's start with the body. You can give your superstar an appearance of your choice. Height, changing body proportions, setting skin color, and adding veins from a body type. In order to make it easier to see how the body is being modified, attire will be hidden while editing the body. These hidden settings will be retained after you finish editing the body. Okay. Okay. Large. There you go, heavy. Yeah, it's nice that they give us like chunky body types, because that used to be hard to get just with the sliders that they used to do. So it's nice that you can actually have like a big old guy. May reset their attributes, that's fine. I guess if you make them too chunky, it like changes their weight class, which is weird. Yeah, I'm okay with making his skin a little lighter. Veins. Maybe we can do some veins on the arms. Yeah. Very asymmetrical veins. Always go asymmetrical, if possible, unless you're going for something specific. Oh man, he's got a double chin too. That's fantastic. Like, it used to be really difficult to have like a, you know, like a big Viz kind of looking guy. Like, yeah, like those guys, you could not represent them in the old WWE stuff. Like, all of their models were like custom models if they were ever included in the game, and you could not make a person that looked like, you know, somebody who is like very, very chunky or portly or whatever. Let's change their face. Kind of like this one. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, this one's good. Oh yeah, lots of threatening auras in this one, Harvestry. It's good times. We are making wrestlers on WWE 2K22. So we'll see how that goes. Haven't really gotten a lot of chances to play with this, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So this is our first wrestler. I'm not saying necessarily we're gonna get to do like tons of them, but this is our first attempt. His name is Adorable Aldo Anderson. So he might be a giant baby, or maybe just like a really fabulous person. We'll see. We'll see what we feel once we get to the clothing parts. Let's see. Do we want to give him weird teeth? I don't think so. Oh, some blemishes. Let's, This is like... What is this? Whatever it is like really minor. Oh, it's just like a little pimple on its nose, on his nose. That's weird. I like this, but I think we can accomplish a similar look through makeup and it wouldn't be permanent. Harvey, you like the idea of a giant baby? Yeah, definitely something we can explore. Oh, that's what I was like. Okay. Facial deformation. Let's move his nose around a little bit. Let's lower it. And just increase the nose bridge significantly. That way he doesn't have like a... That's probably okay. Cheeks. Not a huge difference. Let's keep him down. There we go. Those are some good cheeks. Harvey says true, though it could be fun if he had a nose, had those natural circles and badly cover them up with makeup. Yeah, let's, I want to get a little bit more confident with the creator before I start. Let's see if we can like just completely erase his chin. Nah, not really, but that's okay. Yeah, definitely going to eventually do stuff like, yeah, using makeup to cover up natural things so that it looks like makeup was used to cover natural things. Yeah, I'm all for that kind of build. Okay, let's accept. Okay, now we're ready for close. Hey, Zal, what's up? Harvey says, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm just tossing ideas out. Okay, yeah. All right. Let's do attire. Probably the most important thing. Let's do ring attire, because ring attire is actually more restrictive, so we'll do this. Edit attire. Okay. Let's see if the hair says anything to us. I don't hate this hair, just because I do like hair that's going to make his head look larger, so a small clump of hair in the center, I'm all for. Mr. T? Maybe not. This actually looks like a guy I went to high school with. Let's see. Zal's having a few drinks. Well, good for you. That's what the weekend's for. You love how it pinches. Baby Hill, perhaps, with a buzz cut. Yeah. Oh, you mean like a giant Bobby Hill? Yeah. You know, I like this. This does kind of look like a baby haircut, maybe. Let's see if there's more like babyish haircuts than that. But I don't think so. It's like samurai.
Wood Pride Love.
Woo! Thank you for the subscription. 6 months. Thanks, Sal. I really appreciate it. Oh wow, this is something. I'm feeling this. This doesn't. I mean, this does actually kind of say baby. The issue is like if we give him a distinctive haircut, if there's like a baby bonnet or something like that, then it's gonna cover it up. This says more like opera themed Batman villain maybe. Yeah, like this takes us away from baby definitely, but it's like I kind of like this. He's big, he's a bad guy, and he is adorable. So, you know, like like a Gorgeous George kind of situation where he's just like a very fancy man. You practice your makeup today, so you're feeling good. That's good. I need to practice my makeup. My wife really likes like guys wearing eyeliner, so I need to like figure out how to wear eyeliner. The last time I wore eyeliner, I was in a play. Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling this. Let's explore this look. Let's see if we can, if we can do something that is very light. I kind of love it. That is like unnaturally blonde. It does look like John Lovitz. You're right. You're right. It does look like John Lovitz. Yeah, it kind of has like the critic vibe, right? Don't need to do hair shave designs. His eyes are probably fine. Do I need to mess with his eyes? I mean, they're just brown eyes. That's fine. He doesn't need it. Let me see if I can give him like a fancy mustache. Maybe. Maybe something like thicker. Now it says like, oh, he's like a 1920s impresario, right? He's like, I will financier, maybe not 20s, maybe earlier than the 20s. Like, I will financier your voyage to the moon. Something like that. Maybe that's this guy's deal, is he has a lot of money. And he's always like paying other guys to beat up his enemies, like whoever his enemy's stable is. And so he's always there, like back there, like he always makes a big entrance, and then somebody else comes in and fights a fight for him, and he makes like a big deal of like paying them. Harvester says, I think eyes more striking / noteworthy would detract from the aura. Yeah, him having like little eyes is good. Although I need to mess with his eyebrows, because that like cut eyebrow doesn't look right. I'm actually... So I could match the hue of his hair, which is very weird looking. But it does look okay. His skin is dark enough that shows. I'm afraid under different light it won't show as well. We could make it like very dark. Like, he doesn't dye his hair, but he definitely dyes his mustache. Shine. How much shine do we want to give this mustache? That does not look that much shinier. Oh, nice. Yeah, let's see if we can give him like, yeah, something like this maybe. No, you know what? He has a weak chin. That looks awful. That looks really bad. Um, Zal says, I was just thinking about the eyebrow slits because that's kind of in with queer culture right now. Yeah, I don't know that. Well, this guy might be queer, but he's not like he's not with the times, right? He's more old timey than that. So I need to find where if there's like eyebrows, sideburns. I don't want the sideburns to like ruin the look. This is probably too much. Yeah, this is something else. But if they were like reasonable sideburns, I don't know. Probably not. Oh man. Note to self: come back and design a wrestler just around these sideburn options. Like, as much as I want to just start throwing this in, like, I don't think it matches what we're going with here. But definitely want to come back and base a wrestler around these sideburn options. Yeah, definitely some hidden gems here in the sideburn area. No sideburns for now. Oh, here we go. Eyebrows. Let's see if we can give him some like... Oh, hang on. Let's see how this looks. Yes. Yeah, right? Like, haha, like I've combed my mustache and I've combed my eyebrows and I've combed my hair and everything curls up. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Warthog Wrestler. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I want to do something like animalistic with those sideburns. But doesn't necessarily match this guy. Let's leave it... Well, let's make it a, like, darker black so that it matches the mustache. Yeah. I've had about enough of you, Triple H. Or whoever. I don't know who's hot right now. Ricochet? Who is even in the WWE right now? Finn Balor? I have no idea. I haven't been watching. Sorry, guys. I did see that, like, is it Liv Morgan? Somebody won the Money in the Bank. So good for them. I think that's it for facial hair. Okay, so now we need to figure out, like, the wrestling attire. And we'll throw on, like... oh, this is, like, body hair. I do see this guy as having a lot of body hair. Let's see what this looks like on this frame. My concern a lot of the time is that... Like, if you see these... The torsos here, right? Are very buff. So, I worry that some of these options just won't look good on, like, a chunky person. That doesn't look too bad. Like, I kind of want to do this one. That's, like, very hairy and not very attractive. I wonder if this is the sort of guy who would actually trim his chest hair. Let's see what other options there are. Oh, nice. It's like... He's also trimmed his chest hair and it also swoops down and points up. No thanks. That's a little much. Maybe he'll be clean shaven. We'll leave this guy clean shaven, I think. How do I get out of this option? There we go. Body hair on the arms, torso, scars, tattoos. No tattoos, I think. Lower body. Yep, same thing. Hair. We'll have this guy be pretty clean shaven. Let's see. Um. Oh, hi, Kichan. How's it going? This guy rules. Oh, you like him? That's good. Let's see. He's definitely putting on more of a villainous vibe. Yeah, I agree. Zal says, we'll have to do it again when I re-dye my hair soon. Like, you mean your makeup? Harvester says, but like wimpy financier as you talked about, yeah. It's like, clearly, like, this is what I want, right? Like, you look at him, he's actually, like, buff. Like, he's a wrestler who is good at wrestling, right? But his persona is that he's, like, wimpy and a financier and stuff, yeah. Sakura says almost finished with work. Ricochet, Roman Reigns, The Miz, and Dolph Ziggler are still around. Okay, yeah. Definitely, yeah, definitely like, I've had enough of your shenanigans, Roman Reigns. Zal says, I haven't watched wrestling in like 10 years, so basically when The Rock came back and was doing shows and I went to a live Raw for my 18th birthday, yeah, that was a while ago. Harvest says, yeah, this one isn't scale. Well, no. Yeah. Zal says, with that mustache, likely he does something with his chest hair. He probably does, but what he does, I think, is he shaves. Because those didn't look very good for him. Gotta move some funds around. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's see where this guy ends up. Now I think we start looking at clothing. Let's start with, I think the personality is really gonna be in the upper body. I think there's two ways we can go with this. We can go like wrestling tights underneath and then like a jacket or cape over it, or maybe he just wears clothes. So let's look at some wrestling tops. Let's see if there's like let's do page down. Yeah, let's do just the generic ones. Cape with some dollar signs on it, yeah. Sakura says, are you planning on playing today or just designing characters? I'm probably just going to be designing characters today. I have not played, like actually played the game side of this game at all. So what I might do is let the computer play some characters and just like let them just like smash each other and see what happens. That we might do. Okay. I want to... Did that not work? Why is it not going back? Oh, there we go. So let me see. Okay. Maybe not. What am I looking for here? Tops 2. I think these are the same. Hang on a second. I mean, that's definitely a look. Let's see. Zal says making characters is the best part of most games. Yeah, definitely of this game. That is a half mesh shirt. Yep. Yeah. There's tons of customization in this. Like, this is probably my favorite character creator out of any game that's not for creating characters. And actually, maybe for games that are about creating characters as well. Okay, so I'm looking for maybe some more classical wrestling type look. And I don't know that it's in the top section. I think it might be maybe like under outfits. Interesting, but not what I'm looking for. Um, I mean, this isn't bad. Let's try this. Let's explore this. Definitely would have some bold color like green or yellow. Something like that. Let's try that. Change the material. Make it like shiny. Accept that. How does that look? It's very shiny. Perhaps too shiny. Like I don't want his shiny chest to distract from his face. Let's change the material again. Yeah, it's very shiny. Again, good for something else. It's like something wants to be that shiny. Ooh, velour. Let's see how that looks. Oh. Yeah, that's better. Still shiny, but not as shiny. Let's do that for now. See if we can find some tights for the lower body. Harvest says this is shaping up to be our golden boy. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, velour is good. I think that's a good... Ooh, these are like two-tone. That's probably okay to mess with a little bit. Let's make both of these also velour. So they'll have that like fuzzy shine. First color, we'll do that. Second color, let's do green, so that it's like gold and green, which is kind of a classic, I think, sort of like bad guy-ish color combination. Also, it's like money. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's see his boots. Sakura says you didn't want to dress like Goldust. No, we don't want to. You don't want to go full Goldust, right? It's like Goldust has a lot of gold. painting the face, so we don't want to. It's like this guy is striking um, a balance between like gold dust and like your what's his name, like $1 million man, like DiBiase. So he's somewhere in between those two, and probably like a little bit more of a fancy boy than a rich cowboy. I think you should have like pretty normal looking boots. We'll keep the material that way, but we'll make him both green so that he's got a little bit more green, and that can reinforce that a little bit more. That is the same color green, isn't it? Yep. So it looks different because the material is different. But I think it'll be okay. Again, also you have to consider that, like, you know, if he does wrestle, this is going to be seen, you know, in a wrestling ring where like the light is a little different too. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, let's go ahead and darken. I'm sitting here like saying like the boots will look fine, but now I'm like, let's darken those boots a little bit. That's probably good there. Let's see. Images, you can put decals and such on them. Yes. Are we on the boots? Yeah, see? Oh. That's good. Yeah, so... yeah, the customization in this is intense. There's just like so much, right? See that like tiger thing looking there? Here's like a weird clown if you want to put a weird clown on people's shoes. I have often used like these shapes to like make a different design. So like stack multiple shapes on top of each other and tweak them to like make a design you want. But let's not put anything on there. Actually, now that I think of it, let me see if there are dollar signs. Now that I'm thinking of it. It doesn't look like there. No, not here. Let's see. As an Oregonian, I have trauma around the like yellow/gold and green combo. I gotcha. Yep. No, I get that. I'm the same way with because I lived in Ohio. I'm the same way with like that gray and red combo. Yeah, this is very customizable. Let's see, miscellaneous images. I guess with lettering, I could just do that. It's like, I'll show you guys this, but it's like, it's way too much work. Yeah. So yeah, you can make him bigger. You can move him around. So we could put him like on the inside here, and they follow the curvature and stuff. Again, I don't feel like doing that right now for this guy on his boots, right? So we're just gonna go out of it, but it's a possibility, right? Miscellaneous images, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. How would you feel about making it $3 signs? $3 signs is probably harder to do than $1 sign with this guy, unfortunately, just because of the curvature. But you can flip the thing so that it like writes down, so maybe we could put it on the way down on the boot. It's something to do, but like I don't see this guy as like having lots of like dollar signs and stuff like that. Like he's still like, he's a fancy boy. he's not like, oh, money, greed. I mean, he is. He's supposed to be greedy and have a lot of money, but he's more about being like fancy. And like having lots of dollar signs might be like something that he would consider gaudy, despite the fact that he's wearing like a golden leotard. Let's go back to the upper body. So this is the part where we could like, I think, get him a cape. Or, you know, a turtle shell. That's something that we could give him. Capes might be neck accessories or coats. Zal says, yeah, the most popular local sports teams. As someone who hates sports that grew up around giant sports fans, yeah. No, I definitely feel that. Yep, you can give him bug wings. Let's see, torso accessories. This is mostly like armor and stuff. Yeah, lots of options, which is good, right? Because I do like using this as like a character creator. So it's like, here's some easy peasy fantasy options, right? If you just want to throw like a pauldron on someone. Neck accessories. Yeah, this might just be necklaces and stuff. This would be good if he was like a different sort of rich guy. If he was like a preppy guy. Again, a different sort of rich guy. If he had something like this. I think these might interfere with a cape, so we might come back to these later if we want to give him a necklace. Neck accessories, hand, outfits, jackets. I think capes might be on. Yep, that's what I thought. This isn't terrible. It's just hard to like see how it like closes. This is definitely fancy. I keep doing that. Harvester says iridescent insect wings speaks to me. Yeah, there's lots of build around me things here, right? So like now that we've seen those wings, we might be like, oh, maybe we want to make like a bug guy. It's like that's not hard to do. That's something that you can do with this. Like it's always a lot easier.
So very fancy.
Oh, Zemsi, thanks for the sub. Wow, those those things bounce very hard. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Like right below my image here. We have Cramorant and Cramorant's drink, which is gonna help him swallow that Pikachu. And underneath it says new chair fund. I am in fact trying to get a new chair, so I very much appreciate your subscriptions because this chair is, you know, it's had its life. It was already like I bought it used, so I need a new chair, right? I need a chair that's for example going to allow me to like adjust it, which this one doesn't. Like the mechanism to like go up and down is like busted. I am all the way down, and all the way down is where it lives. So I do appreciate you guys chipping in and throwing in some subs or donations or whatever you prefer. Where am I at? It's like this cape is fancy. Definitely has like kind of a all right. This is more like a kingly cape, right? Alright, let's explore this. To use during entrances. That's fine. Okay, I see. Alright, okay. So it's an entrance only thing. That's fine. Yeah, let's okay, let's do arm stuff and leg stuff if we want. And then we'll just go. So this will be his wrestling attire when he actually like goes in and wrestles, and then we can put like more clothing on him to show his like entrance attire. let's give him... It's like I kind of want to give him like some battle damage, like a bandaged wrist or something like that. But I feel like this guy specifically doesn't wrestle very much. Let's see if we can give him some gloves. Fingers, hand. You know, these like... This like out flare glove actually kind of matches what I would want. Let's make it... Let's start by making it velour as well. And then let's try doing a mismatched, like, so this one will be green and the other one will be gold, and see how that looks. And if it doesn't look great, then we'll make them both the same color. So this is gonna be the lighter green because it's velour. Harvester says, very much in support of Rodrigo getting a new friendlier chair. Yeah. Harvester says, Twitch is getting even shadier with the Prime subs and renewal right now. It says continue sub on the bottom for me, and when I check it, it says my Prime runs out on July 12th and wants me to pay now to take care of it. Yeah, it's... I mean, it is a platform for making money for Twitch, right? Twitch's primary concern is making money for Twitch, so take care of yourselves. Do not break the bank. Do what you feel is right. Zalantor says, needs a wrist brace. Yeah, we might give him a wrist brace. Because, again, we're going for the full package, right? It's like, he's a wrestler. He is a wrestler. He plays somebody wimpy, but he himself is, in fact, like, a good actor, potentially. Asymmetrics, yes. Yep. Okay, yeah. Let's accept. Let's do the right hand. Oh, nice. It gives you, like... It straight up gives you the option to just copy it. I should have done that and then just change the color, but that's fine. Now that I know, that'll be faster. That's good, because, yeah, it used to be that you had to make each one of them, and it wouldn't give you the option to copy them. So having the option to just copy them, like, sometimes you'll do, like, right, it's like, I can put images on this. Like, I can put something on this, I can, like, add stitching and stuff. And then if I want it on the second one, there used to be no way to duplicate that. Like, you would have to just do it all or not do it. So I'm actually really glad that they have this copy option now. So this one will be yellow. Alright, let's see how this looks. I'm okay with that. Definitely starting to give off like a Marvel villain vibe with the mismatched gloves, right? But I'm okay with that. Okay. Yeah, Twitch is... yeah, maybe Twitch hasn't changed that, but they've definitely changed some of their interfaces. And depending on, like, if you're... I know that the interface is very different, because I watch on my iPad a lot when I'm watching other streams, than it is on the times when I've been on my computer. Like, at the computer, everything's more accessible, and, like, maybe the interface is a little bit more on in your face, whereas the, like the tablet interface, like, very much disappears if you don't want it there. Yeah. Okay, let's accept that. Okay, let's accept this. Let's see what other options. What else it wants. Parts, import parts. So let's accept this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So what we do, I believe, is we select this. Copy attire. Copy this. Yes. I am going to be very mad if this is... No! It was the other way around. Did I really just lose everything? What happens if I close this real quick and relaunch it? I can't believe that just happened. I can't believe I just did that. Wow. Wowee wow wow. Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad you're watching this live? Are you not entertained? I can't believe I just did that. Let me launch this again. Maybe somehow. Maybe somehow it saved it and then didn't save it fast enough the second time around. But I'm pretty sure that it just saved it. Oh, I'm so upset. Yeah, shut up. Oh my god, I can't believe that happened. Yep, don't forget to save your games kit. I mean, there's no saving in this one, right? My mistake was that I thought it was the other way around. Let's edit. Well, the good news is that it didn't save it at all. So, yep, we lost it. Okay. Question: do we speedrun making the same guy, or do we abandon this and make a new guy? What do you guys think? Sakurat says that happened to me the first time, ruined an hour of work. Yep. There's no like undo. I don't think so. It asked me. It was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I was like, "Show do." And then I deleted my guy. I don't know. I'm too upset to remake the same guy. I might, like, in my spare time, like, sit down and try to remake that guy. You guys speedrun? Okay, let's do that. Let's try and... Oh, God. It's like... I don't remember what all I did for the face. Yeah. Okay, let's try it. You guys will have to help me. No persona. Accept. Yes. Name. Presentation name was... There was like a delete. Yep. Let's see. It was adorable. Aldo. Hey, Sakarath, thanks for the subscription. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, I will do this. Adorable Aldo Anderson was his name. Oh, hang on a second. I guess technically it's his last name, so... Okay... Adorable Aldo. We'll do that. Yes, at this is his Twitter handle. It's definitely a Twitter handle that could exist on Twitter. I'll take it. Okay. Here we go. Wrestling creator speedrun. Now that we know exactly what we're going for. Boom. Hang on. Let's do body first. Body type. Heavy. This biggie boy down here. Yes, that's gonna change his. Place, skin color. I want to say this one. Let's try that. Veins. He had some arm veins. Accept. Right arm. Accept. Boom. Yep, that's it for the body. Let's see. Hardest says if you're in the Major Spoilers Discord server, you can always post it there. Oh, post what? Oh, you tried posting a clip, but it got eaten? Yeah. Like posting a clip to the chat, or like making a clip on Twitch. Oh, well, let's Kichan, we can also get you onto the Discord if you want. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and make the clip. If you want, you can put it. There's like a stream Discord on Major Spoilers. I'm sure they would freaking love to see it. But if not, it should just still post it to my clips, so you can go down and look at those clips, and it'll show lots of great things that people have clipped me doing or failing to do, more than likely. Okay, face template. Yep, I like this face. Facial parts. Yep, face deformation. Facial structure. Here we go. I know I messed with this nose. Did I make it wide? Give him a little button nose. I don't think I messed with this part, but that's okay. We'll shrink his nose. And I know we like went all out on the nose bridge. No, I messed with his mouth too, but really didn't. Yeah, I messed with his philtrum. Mouth. I know I messed with the mouth. Gave him like thinner lips or thicker lips. That looks fine. This is obviously not gonna look the same. Oh. Cheeks. I know we messed with the cheeks. There we go. Chin. We tried to erase his chin and it didn't quite work, but this should give us something pretty similar. Oh, hang on a second, guys. The cat's trying to get out. Where's my... It is Lily. She was in the room this whole time. Let's see. In gaming stream, I think so. Let me see where the best place is for that. Yeah, in fact, we do spell Lily with 2 L's. Um, but I know that the normal way to spell Lily is with 1 L. Let's see. Yeah, gaming stream. Gaming stream is a good place to do it. Yep, definitely. Oh, although you just got yelled at for posting a link, so surely you're allowed. Let me see if I can. Um, let me tell the mod. Posting a clip from my stream. Okay. So hopefully if you got any sort of like demerits or something, they'll go away. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Ki-chan. There's a lot of effort going into this clip, yeah. I think everybody will appreciate seeing it. But yes, like I said, you can just scroll down and watch right now, watch me take my L's. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, either streams or video games should be fine. So, yeah, I think maybe there's like a... What I want to say... Like a probation point, like a time period since you've joined to make sure you're not a bot. But I left a message. Sorry about that. Okay. Yes, definitely don't want to hit default. Okay. Face, body, attire. Okay. Let's just go directly to the entrance attire since now we know what the ring attire is supposed to be. Actually, that might complicate it. I'll figure it out. Edit attire. Appearance. Hair and facial parts. Okay. Here we go. Bloop, 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 bloop. There's the hair. I did like it very light. Let's see what it looks like if it's like black. That does that does really give a big like John Lovitz look. So let's keep it blonde. Accept. Keep the eyes the same. Mustache. There's like a big handlebars. Is there like bigger handlebars? I mean, maybe we should have kept going. This is like a Poirot thing, I think. If nothing else, it can still be content. Yep. Who knew robots were so touchy? Blonde is true to the character. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I'm kind of wanting this like horribly long mustache. So we are changing things, but I think this is an improvement. Largely because a lot of the time, we're definitely not going to be this close to the character, right? So we want to be able to see this mustache from far away. Okay. Gotta change the eyebrows. There we go. Change the color. The them very dark. Accept. Accept. Eyelashes. Eye makeup. Do we want to give him some eyeliner? No, this is too much. Right, this is like... Yeah, it's like 1920s, like cinema, right? Where like everybody had to have like very sharply delineated eyes. I'm okay with this. Understated eye looks would be your pick. Okay. We'll keep attention on the mustache. Lipstick, face paint, face tattoos. Nope. All right. Upper body. Did not do body hair. Yeah, I don't think we gave him any body hair. Definitely no tattoos. And this is the same stuff. Okay. Clothing. Upper body. Tops. I think it was in tops too. Wasn't it? Did we go back to tops 1? This is horrifying. Oh, nice. This looks so bad. It like this makes him look really sweaty. There we go. Well, that definitely makes him look sweaty. I think this was more or less what we had before. Oh, this one. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's the one. What should be the aura effect? I don't know. Harvest says, creatures in the aura cannot expend action points and take a standard action to stand up from prone. What are you guys talking about? Oh, from his threatening aura? Okay, we know that we want velour. Kichan says, yeah, the eyes are too much with all the hair business. Yeah, you guys are right. It does get busy, so yeah, we'll see. Velour. Fortunately, I think this remembers all the color choices we've made. Actually, no, it doesn't. But that's okay because most of the color choices we've made were pretty much the standard colors. Except for this stuff. I'll go with that. Okay. Jacket. Let's just go ahead and throw on the cape now. Should have just gone up. You can, like... Oh, hang on. I know what I definitely want to do. There we go. Let's see what this looks like. I think the materials are probably where they want to be. So this should definitely be like... If we're keeping the yellow and green, this cape might actually be challenging. Because you kind of want it to look like an animal. Yeah. Let's just explore it fully and see if there's anything we like. Yeah, it's like this needs to be white. And the spots need to be like black. That's something. Yeah, like the trim can be that. I don't know. What do you guys think about this cape now? Is it too much? That's only going to be there for the entrance. He takes it off to wrestle. Zal says, I'm back. Was selling a guildie on critical hit. Zal, did you miss me completely erasing the thing we had been working on? Because I definitely did that. Harvester says, yellow flow with green trim. Sounds good to me in general. Yeah, let's try and see how this looks in green. Like, that's obviously like an unnatural color for this to be, since it's supposed to feel like fur, I think. I'm gonna keep it as white. No, don't do that. Why do you keep trying to do that to me? Okay. Let me see if I can give him like an orthopedic. Yeah. So there you go. Who was saying they wanted him to have like a wrist brace or something? We'll give him like an elbow pad that he like tries to hide under the cape. But yeah, that's just like a slight injury, or maybe like a chronic injury that he's hiding. Yep, let's do hands. It's a good thing that we went with like the very first glove, because finding a glove again might be terrible. This isn't too bad. We're making good time for remaking this guy. I thought it was gonna take us forever. Color. Let's do green. If this wasn't the green glove, that's fine. We can always just change the pants. Okay, so I should be nope. So if I go here and it's like copy. Yeah, so it copied it. It's like the other place is backwards. Nope. Nope, it's the same. Okay. Okay. It's like, obviously I knew what I did wrong from the beginning, but I know pretty much what I did, like why it did what it did. We can't see it, man. Okay. Should be all the same. Wrestling tights. Generic. And also the very first ones. I forgot that we actually kind of took the easy way with a lot of this stuff. Zal said, you said a wrist brace. Okay, well, I'm not going to give him a wrist brace because you're not going to be able to see it through the gloves. So that's my match for you, Zal, is like, we do get to see like a real world injury on this like very like fancy, supposedly doesn't wrestle kind of guy. Arvis says tensor elbow pads, very nice. I think we're consistent on color layout. Yeah. We went and searched for vibes, and boy howdy did we find some. Yeah. Alright. First material is velour. Second material, also velour. Right, but this is right, this is like so so customizable that you can like the two different size of this pair of pants or of these tights can be different materials, not just different colors, right? Like one of them could be shiny, one of them could be matte if you wanted. Okay, first color, that one's got to be yellow. Second color, green. Accept. Boots and shoes. And pretty standard boots. Yeah. I could give them like a velour trim and then we wouldn't need to... I think that would be okay. Just accept that. That way we can keep the colors the same. And they'll just automatically match. Yep. Second color. Yellow shoelaces. Third color. This will just be black. Zal says works for me. Oh, that's good. I regularly have to find the first episode of Critical Hit on the MSP feed. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's hard to find. Harvester says, I'll be back in a wee while. Glad to see our guy re-emerging into the wings again. Yeah, definitely gonna try to not screw it up this time. Although I've already forgotten what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, to not get it to screw up. Okay. So I copy this one, right? What if I do this a third time? I want to select this, right? Somebody tell me if like selecting this. Copy to, not copy from. Oh, okay. So I want to copy this guy. I want to say copy here. Right? No. Okay. Okay, so just to be clear. Okay. So we have naked guy and finished guy, right? Number one is naked guy. The other one is finished guy. Copy fancy to naked. So I want to select the copy in the fancy one. So I go to fancy and I select copy, right? Okay. Copy attire. Are included in the data you selected. You can't import these parts or entire that will be imported without these parts. If you want to proceed, yes. Huzzah! All right, thanks guys. Wow, wowie, wow, wow. What a harrowing experience it was for me to just navigate this menu. Thanks, Kichan. I appreciate it. Let's see what. Okay, so if I go back, is it going to? Okay, so it has them already done. Personal information. All this name information is already done. Custom images. Okay, I have no custom images. Okay, menu screen pose. This is important. So we have some options here. These are like already complete. Ooh, this is kind of nice because it looks like he's, if we have him like super head on, then he looks like he's kind of like messing with his mustache. Oh, hey Kevin Evans. Just trying to make a Rasselman here. We might go back to this one. Let's see what else we have. That's not bad. That's not bad. Like, it's kind of trying to be a feminine pose, but since this guy's... Okay, so the problem is he's too big for this pose. and his arm horribly goes into his gut if he tries to do that. So, unfortunately, this is not a pose that fat wrestlers can do. Actually, a lot of these are probably not poses as far as... this is what I'm talking about, right? So, it's nice that you can give them this body type, but unfortunately, a lot of the options still don't account for it, right? It's like, clearly, all of these poses were tested on just like buff guys and skinny girls, right? If you do... what does his hand look like it's doing? That's not bad. You probably won't be able to see that. Again, his hand horribly goes into his body. This isn't bad. This is like, oh, I want money. If we do this one, yeah, we can change to his entrance attire, which we would want to do. Oh, we have to like reset it. I love that pose. I love that over the shoulder pose, but I don't think that's him. Great. Now I have to refine. I also love this one, but that's not him either. Yeah, see, it's like this one. This is like such a simple pose, but yeah, it like goes into his gut. It's just like, again, it's nice that they're giving us these body types, but also they should test the body types. Kevin Evans has been lurking. That's cool. Kichan says, the copy to From Saga was like 10 seconds too long to fit into one clip. Okay. Yeah, because that's me, right? Because I'm just like, I don't know what to do. That's all right. I might... this is the sort of thing that I might clip and put on the YouTube channel. So if you don't know, you can find a lot of the shenanigans here on the YouTube channel, which I'll post here. It's called Lopez Family Variety Channel. So if you go there now, you'll see such highlights as the Debonair Bear incident, me accidentally reading the wrong line and talking about how somebody has to rep their butthole, and me trying to figure out a very easy puzzle for babies and failing at it. So lots of great videos there. Yeah, Zemzi likes it. It's a good channel. It's good times. So anyway, back to finding a pose that doesn't horribly go into this guy's gut. Oh, you can't see him. I must have passed it. I love this one too, but again, don't think that's him. Yeah, definitely goes into his body. This one's kind of good. Is like he's saying like, hey, sorry, it's just business. Ooh. Okay, so it's like close, right? It was like somewhere around this one that we found the other one. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so again, this one, like his hand goes into his body, but you can't see that from the perspective of the pose. So let's try and go with that. Just 1 second here. Okay, as usual, just making sure my pets aren't like screaming. The farting game bear, yep, that's Debonair Bear, that was it. Zal says, right now in WoW, there's a joke about a thing, one of our abilities, which summoned Braun, and everyone calls him Braun Cena. Oh, nice. You can also set his like face and his pose hands and face individually, but this is probably good enough. Okay, crowd reaction, boo. Crowd balance, probably mostly boos. Personality traits. I mean, I feel like he's both egotistical and prideful. How's the confidence inspired by the superstar's own talent? Confidence inspired by the audience. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with egotistical. To stand up for their opponents of us. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we'll go prideful. Because he is egotistical, but I think he's more prideful. Definitely disrespectful. Definitely desperate. Definitely treacherous. Definitely cowardly. And I would say about half and half, because he's probably not very... Actually, he might... Yeah, he's not disciplined, but he's not, like, aggressive. Again, weird... Like, these combinations... Like, these polls are weird. Yeah, Braun Cena! Hometown. Oh, this is good. What's a fancy hometown? New Hampshire? Should he be from New Hampshire? I mean, every state in the U.S. has like a fancy area and a not so fancy area. Let's see what's in New Hampshire. Manchester, New Hampshire. Is Manchester a fancy place, or like a where like a bunch of like hardy sailors go out and like fish for stuff? Cali? Yeah, he might be from the West Coast. California, I know. If there's at least like some place in California, I'll at least know what they're like most of the time. Definitely not Toluca Lake. Fresno. Beverly Hills? He might be from Beverly Hills. Like, this is a very, like, over the top, like, this is where, like, a rich person lives. He's not, like, really a Beverly Hills type, though. I kind of feel like he's East Coast. He's kind of, he kind of, like, he's kind of old money to me. Let's see what we can find. He might be from New York. Like, Manhattan is just like, you know, lots of rich people in Manhattan, right? Crowd signs. We're not going to see a lot of, like, particularly good ones. Definitely don't want to do the, like, sponsored, like, Snickers ones. This is a happening. This is awesome. I feel the power. Probably not my hero. We'll change my hero to pure aggression. Can you be from Richmond, Virginia? Yeah, maybe. New Hampshire has one of the lowest violent crime rates in the U.S., and Manchester has 2 different art museums. Yeah, we could have done Manchester. Okay. But he'll just be from Manhattan. We'll make him, like, very cartoony. Where are side plates? Oh, yeah. We don't have to worry about that. Performance. Oh, so we put together, I think, his... Yeah, so unfortunately, it's like you can't... Like, this is greatly diminished from other versions of WWE, right? And it's a little sad, but I don't know if you guys know this, right? So here's some history about the WWE 2K franchise. Um, they were doing it for a while, and basically they launched WWE 2K20. Like they've been launching a yearly WWE game since at least like 2015, right? So 2015, 16, 17, 18. When they launched 2K20, it was so bad. It was completely unfinished, completely underbaked. You can go to YouTube right now and find 2K20 clips, and they're going to be like the most ludicrous, like awful, like game breaking, just nonsense. It looks terrible, right? It's hilarious, but the people that paid like $60 for it day one definitely don't think it's hilarious. They might now. So it was so bad that they skipped a year. They basically started working on 2K22 right away. And they, like, for the first time since they started making the games, they skipped a year, which is good. They should. You know, it's like, we don't need a new Pokemon game every year. We don't need a new WWE game every year. So, yeah, so this is the result of that, right? But part of the thing is that in order to make the game look good, they did roll back some features. So, you know, it's not the best, but I can live with it. Let's see what this Dire Intentions is. Okay, let's try that. Victory. Do another Dire Intentions. Yeah, that's fine. Taunt. Mushroom. Signature is definitely not gonna be a grapple. Like, it's gonna be like a boot. Yeah, definitely a big boot type thing. Is there more than this stuff? Wow, that is like pretty low. Batista Bomb. Definitely not. Oh, I know why they're giving me these options. Is because he's a cruiserweight. Let me see if I can... I'll go with this for now. Let me see if I can actually change his weight category. I think I need to go like all the way back out for that. I'm not going to change this. I haven't changed anybody's statistics. That's fine. It's like I could increase or decrease their attributes. I might mess with that later. Let me see if I accept everything. Yes. Kichan says, I like generic Victory 1 as a title. They tried very hard. Yeah, there's definitely parts of this game that feel undercooked. And it's because, you know, even 2 years is not really enough time to put something out like this, right? It's like they had to roll back some of the best features, right? Is like, do not upload. They used to, like, 2K18, I'm pretty sure allows you to create your own finisher by like stringing together multiple things. So like you can tell it, okay, my finisher is like a like a grapple, like a like head grapple from behind, right? Like an over, like under the arms, like over the neck grapple. Is like next step, like I pick him up and slam him, or I like flip him over, or I put him in a submission hold. Like you could just like string together these finishers, and they looked pretty good. But that's gone away because it's too much work to render everything to be able to do that, right? There's like too many variables, and too many of them do not look good. So they took that stuff away. Rodrigo, I think you need to see my last message. Oh, sorry. Oh, Zal says, I just finished a book about how cities become living beings and have a person become an avatar for the city, but the book is specifically about New York, which has 6 avatars, 5 for the boroughs, and the 6th one is the city as a whole. That sounds familiar. I feel like I've heard that before. What's the book called? That sounds fun. Yeah, that sounds cool. Sakarat says they've always had generic X even before 2K got a hold of these games. Sure, sure. All right, let's see if I can change. Edit custom superstar. So most of these guys that you see here, right? It's like they're very much like me, like messing around with it. I don't really consider any of these guys like really. Adorable Aldo is like the very first like guy that I would consider part of this stable. You know, like I might go in and change up Uptown Victoria, but definitely adorable Aldo Anderson is like the first wrestler of the stable. So here you guys are watching history happen. Zal says the book is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, who all of her books are phenomenal. Yeah, I thought I had heard of that. I know that lots of people love N.K. Jemisin. Yeah, I don't think I can actually change that, which is kind of too bad. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. This seems like what he would do out of the options available. You can save your changes independently in roster and universe or apply them everywhere. Please select below the modes where you want those changes to be applied. Oh, Arrow Richie with the raid. Hey guys, what's up? We are making WWE wrestlers. We just finished one. Oh, he is a super heavyweight. Okay. Oh, thanks for the follow, Horforia. Really appreciate it. So yeah, this is adorable Aldo Anderson. He's our very first wrestler that we did today. I had a hilarious mess up where I accidentally deleted him. That looked like a little bit of a crash. Oh!
Pikachu Pika Pow Iapok Pikachu.
Nice. Yeah, I don't wanna steal your Pikachu chant, so I'm glad you did it. Really appreciate you guys being here. Oh, PJ the Awesome with the follow. Thank you. Thanks guys. Thanks for rating, thanks for following. It's good times. Yeah, so let's have a look at him. Do we wanna try to look at him in motion? Let's see if we can get him into a match. Let's see if we can get him into a match in such a way that I don't have to play them, because I actually don't know how to play this game. So okay. We'll add page down. There we go. Confirm. Let's have him face one of the like generic wrestlers. Just have him generic wrestler named Superstar. I think Billy Bishop is probably the like. Am I playing either of them? Yeah, this says that I'm playing them. Is there a way for me to like not play them and just let the computer fight? Because I definitely, if we want him to win, I shouldn't have to play him. I think weights are inside of the body tab. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Nobody ever knows how to play them. They just make wrestlers that look cool. Yeah, I have no idea how to actually play this game. Select referee, special finisher entrance, edit, created, superstars allowed. Yeah, I like literally do not remember how to play this game, so we're gonna see this guy go in and then probably immediately get his butt kicked, which is okay. So, yeah, let's just start the match and see how it looks. Let me pull this up. In case there's music, I don't think there's going to be music. All right, here we go.
This is going to be good.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Manhattan, New York. Weighing in at 350 pounds. Adorable Aldo Anderson.
The incredible accomplishments, the storied feats of strength, the pure talent of this individual is just astonishing.
Wait, did they write that down for you to read on air? Like, it sounds exactly like what I heard them saying in the mirror backstage.
That's cute. I like all the like quarantine like faces in the back. It's like this match was shot at like late 2019.
And his opponent from New York, weighing in at 215 pounds, Big Billy Bishop.
The tension building for this match is so thick.
Pretty good. Big Billy Bishop came out pretty well.
With this one.
Let's see.
He calls himself the standard bearer of this division and plans on proving it in a matter of moments.
Nobody ever knows how to play them. Yep. There was an old Gundam game for PS1 where you could pick your mobile suits and turn on CPU versus CPU, and I'd just eat a snack and watch them. Yeah, that's what I do for this stuff.
Looking into the eyes of this
I literally have no idea.
You know, he understands the significance of this
like,
match.
what buttons am I supposed to be pressing?
Headway on the roster.
But he'll be facing someone who has been looking for a challenging fight.
Yeah, Aldo's gonna get his butt kicked. What are people saying?
He'll get it tonight.
Standing shooting star.
The ruse was a lie. He actually doesn't know how to wrestle. Nope, he does not.
He's got the shoulders down.
There you go.
She wrote.
We are firmly establishing Aldo as like a weak heel.
Here is your winner, Big Billy Bishop.
This was as dominant a win as I've ever seen, guys.
Never a doubt.
You should be able to change the CPU control from the pause menu. Okay.
As lopsided as they come.
Really, what needs to happen here is I need to play this game a little bit and figure it out, and then we can probably have like exhibition type matches. Definitely, should I put this in Aldo's highlight reel? Oh, I don't think it doesn't let me. It doesn't let me put like something where you lose in your highlight reel, I guess. Hello. Oh, I know what's happening. I'm not clicked over. Okay. Yep. Definitely gonna spend some time trying it out. Yeah. You guys want to make another wrestler? No, I don't want to quit. Let's make another wrestler. I am a little bit worried that eventually my computer is gonna crash because this is like very like graphics intensive. But you know, then you'll be like, oh, like it'll be an experience. You'll be like, Rodrigo made wrestlers until his computer crashed. Okay. Kichin says, I think that the highlight reel would be good for the lore of he doesn't know how to wrestle. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot. We can do it later. There's a lot more losses in Aldo's future. Like I said, he's like definitely an opportunist heel. So the fights that he wins because he cheats. And really, Aldo is like the deal with Aldo is that he pays other wrestlers to help him. So we need to make wrestlers that can get paid by Aldo, right? So maybe that's what we should do next. Is maybe we should make like kind of a mercenary wrestler that Aldo would pay. Zal says graphics intensive and probably not well optimized. By the way, I got up to get more water and another drink. That's good. That's good for you, Zal. Yeah, we'll definitely Aldo will definitely get more L's in his record. Okay, so this is where you change the weights. So heavyweight and super heavyweight. So let's go with a heavyweight. And then we had Aldo down as a powerhouse. So maybe this guy will be a striker, right? Just kind of like kind of stuff. A powerhouse named Grunt. So what I'm going to do is we found some like really amazing sideburns. So I am going to base this character strictly on those sideburns. Yes. Okay, so we're going to skip the name for now. Just going to call him Superstar. Kishen says, I love this sideburn-driven design. Yes. That's the important part. You find a costume piece that speaks to you. I know that... who was it? I think Carve was into some like bug wings that we found. So we will... If we have time, we might make a bug character as well. Let's see. This is attire. Yeah, let's get... let's try with ring attire. Edit attire. Yes, appearance, hair and facial parts. So this hair is not going to be conducive to that. So let's get something a little bit more understated than this. This is like a little much. It needs to be hair that's like short enough. We're going to give him Goku hair. It looks like Goku on here, but in actual practice... No, actually that does look like Goku. Something to think about. Let's do this like terrible looking hair right now. Just because it's out of the way. Just accept. And then... where are the sideburns? Yep, let's look at these sideburns. Wait till if you guys hadn't been here yet, wait till you get a load of this. Look at that. See that? Or like these. Like really tusk looking sideburns. Which one do you guys like better? 8 or 16. So this is 8. I guess there's multiple 16. So this is... We'll say this is like the lateral one and this is the curly one. What do you guys like better? Lateral or curly? They're probably going to be a lighter color so that you can see them a little better. But yeah, these are the two that I'm looking at right now. Let me look at what these look like down here. Those are not bad either. Curly looks like tusks. Curly looks like tusks. Lateral looks better. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of why I'm considering them as well. It's like you can kind of see either of them as tusks, but this one looks the most like tusks. Let's go with this. Let's lighten the color. Yeah, let's try like... It's something. White might be too much. Let's try like a blonde. This is the same color as Aldo's hair. Okay, what about this? Yeah, I feel like if we want them to come across as tusks, they have to be light. What about red? Like just bright red? Something like that? Yeah, same brain. Good job, guys. Let's see if we can like... Oh. Let's do red. See if we can... What happens if we tone it down a little? Into like pink. This is like bright red. This is like as red as it goes here. Which might be too red. Something like that. Like it still needs to be light. We can try and do like more of a natural red hair kind of redhead kind of look. If we go like if we move this more into like orange. This lighter just sounds like a grindstone. I don't know why they chose that for the sound design. I'm sorry, is it too loud? If it's too loud, let me know and I can tone that down. If it's annoying, there's nothing I can do about it, but if it's too loud, I can mess with it. It's not too loud. Okay, good. Yeah, like this could be at somebody's actual natural hair color. Right? We can try that. Like this guy can be a real ginger maybe. Okay. Now that we have this, the hair is also the hair is also going to be important. So let's see if we can find something that's either not going to draw, like we could do something like that where like it's not going to draw attention away from the sideburns, but I do kind of feel like the sideburns need to connect to the hair. So let's see if we can find something that like leads down into the sideburns. Mr. T again. We could do that. A little too, like, we could do something like this. If we don't want it to connect, we can just give them like... Actually... Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, that's just his hair color. Okay. This looks awful, and I kind of love it. We might, like, since we're starting with the sideburns on the hair, we're going to change his hair color, we're going to change his face shape. So, he's not necessarily going to look like this. But he's definitely starting to look like something. Ki-Chen says he's hideous. I love him. Yeah, he's getting there. So now that we have this, that we have sort of like the general shape of what he's gonna look like, what I want to do is, again, I think, you know, like your perfect WWE. Zal says that is some dyed orange hair. Yeah. I think your perfect WWE 2K whatever wrestler has needs to have a name that can be called out, right? It's like you can name him whatever, and then try to find something that, you know, where it's just like they just like generically refer to him as like the superstar or whatever. But your best made up wrestlers will have something that they shout out. So we need to find something that gives us, like, here we go, presentation name. Something that gives us like boar or tusks or pig or something. So let's see if boar is an option. Page, Palmer, Patch. Why am I looking in the piece if I'm looking for boar? I get, okay, let's look for pig. There's the pig, so that's something. That's an option. We can write that down. Irish boar isn't bad. Yeah, let's see if boar is available. Babe, not the kind of pig we're looking for. Baldwin, Bannon, Barber. The Bear, the Beast, the Beastmaster. Like, if we can't find boar or we don't want to do pig, he can just be like a wild person, right? Okay. I guess they don't have it, right? Because boar would be here. So they don't have boar. Let's see if they have tusks. I'm gonna guess that they don't. But let's look anyway. T-Rex, Tanaka, Technical, Terror, Thumper, Tornado, Taurus, Trashman. Okay, so it would be in here somewhere if they had Tusk. So they don't have Tusk either. So we can even go with, they probably do have Wild, right? So maybe this guy can be like Wild Pig something. Let's see. They probably do have Fire. That's a good call, Zal. Let's see if they have Fire. And home. Farmer, Felt, Fenwick, Ferguson, Finch. They have Fireman, but not Fire. That's unfortunate. What else? Volcano? They might have Volcano. Vader. Villain. Nope, they don't have Volcano. Okay. Let's see if they have something like Thunder. Back to the T's. Terror. Oh, they do have Thunder. How about like something like Thunder Pig and then a last name? Yep. Yep, it's gonna go there again. That's fine. That's fine. We can find it now. Thunder. Oh, needs to go to the P's. Dang it. This is the only place where you use home and end instead of page up and page down. So I keep, like, pressing the wrong button. Oh, I went too far. Thunder. Oh, it's the pig. Thunder the Pig. That's his name. His name is Thunder the Pig, actually. That's just his name. Welcome, Thunder the Pig. Name. Yes. Thunder the. No. Thunder the Pig. Thunder the Pig. Yep, it's fine. I don't feel like fixing the social media account. I think it's funny to have it like that. All right. No custom images. Okay, let's go in and mess with his look some more. Mr. Pig is my father's name. Yep. Call me Thunder the Pig. Okay. Yeah, let's actually try to get his, like, skin tone and body shape. We probably do want somebody who's, like, very light-skinned. But how light-skinned? Like, this light-skinned? That's maybe a little too light-skinned. Sorry, gotta take this text real quick. My wife's at work, and we both work at the same place, so yeah, these colors are a little unnatural. That I feel like we can get away with this. It's like very light and not natural, but let's see what they have. What's their lightest skin tone? Like, I feel like their lightest skin tone is actually not as light as human skin tones can go. Like, I know some very pale people. Hardest says, greetings, y'all. Ooh, who do we have here? This is Thunder the Pig. Once we get past picking out his, like, skin tone, you'll see what he's about. Okay. All right, so this is like a very light but more natural color. So let's go with that. Sorry about this, guys. Yeah, I just my wife, who is also my coworker, is at work right now, and she has some questions, so don't want to leave her hanging. Let's vein this guy out. This guy, I feel like, is gonna be very veiny. Ooh. Maybe we don't want to go for maximum veins at everything, but we definitely want lots of veins. So, yeah, maybe we just give him, like, the one big vein in the arm. Yeah. Other arm, too. Although they probably should be asymmetrical. So that'll be good there. Zal says, I am very pale. You like the pale shade. Keychan, that's good. Harvester says, I like where this is going. No worries. Correspondence is important. Yeah. Just got to make sure that everything's okay. But can he make his pecs dance? Probably. Definitely want veiny legs as well. Yeah, that's good. Alright. Let's accept that. Sorry, gotta check this one more time, guys. Yeah, like I said, we work taking care of people. So it's like, yeah, if there's questions about like medication or procedure or whatever, it's like we gotta answer. All right. So that's the face and body. You see that? You see this thing that we have created? Actually, yeah, we need to mess with the face. We'll start with a face template. What about this face? No. I wanna start out with like a harder face. Maybe something like this. Like it looks like he's smiling, but we can make him stop smiling. Yeah. Let's go with this one. Keychen says, I don't know why, but the veins are grossing me out. Okay, well let me know. Let me know if you can't handle it. I'll go back and take them off. Because I don't, like, if you're, like, actually grossed out, then that's bad. Zal says, I'm a burn, then peeled, and have more freckles, kind of pale. Oof, yeah, no, I get that. Now, Harvester says something jowly could be good. Yeah, I think this one's jowly. Yeah, we want him to have a hard face. This is pretty hard. I think this is a good place to start. Alright. Skin color, teeth. I usually don't mess with the teeth unless I have like a very strong like thing that I want to do. Like teeth are weird. Like this is normal teeth and they still just look freaking weird. Like that's pretty good, but there's still something about the way like an actual person like holds their teeth together that this isn't quite getting right. It's just slightly into the uncanny valley, and that's a little too far. So we don't have to worry about the teeth. Oh, blemishes. This guy might have freckles. Let's see if this is like a place where we can give him some freckles. Something like that. Do those look like freckles, or do they look like... see, the thing is, like, if we give him freckles and he's mostly naked, I feel like we have to give him freckles over his entire body. So, maybe no freckles. As much as I would want to give him freckles, like, I don't know right now if there's a good way to give him, like, shoulder freckles and, like, back freckles, which, like, you would need, right? Somebody who is, like, usually, like, wrestles without a shirt or whatever... even in like under studio lights, who's like this light skin would probably freckle, like you're like a Sheamus type. Sheamus is very light skinned, like very, very light skinned. Yeah, let's do facial region. Oh, let's do the other one first. Head size. Let's give him a really tall head. Yeah! Tall, slightly deep head. Don't need to mess with his ears. Definitely upper forehead, lower forehead. Not seeing a big change there. Forehead. Okay. Either way, I feel like if we give him too much in the head, he starts looking like smart. You know, like, oh, I'm a like psychic or whatever. What quote did you add? We can make him stop smiling. Yeah. That's true. That is what I said. With the eyebrows, we can get a lot. Left corner height. Now he just naturally looks dubious. Let's see if we can do that. I kind of want to see if we can just give him like how big of an eye we can give him if we just like throw all the sliders over here. That doesn't look like anything. Definitely want to... Let's mess with the nose a little bit. Yeah, we give him a wider nose. That's not bad. That's okay. This looks like someone. Let's see. Yeah, we want to avoid a Megamind, definitely. Harvester says, do we want deep set eyes or bulbous? I think he has little eyes. Like, this is our second sort of little eyes character, but that's okay because he's a bad guy. Zal says, not going to lie, if I met this guy in real life, it would make me uncomfortable. Yeah, he's definitely kind of scary looking. Very wide nostrils, maybe? Maybe very small nostrils? Yeah, small nostrils. That makes him look untrustworthy. I think there's a way to give people like a broken nose. Like a crooked nose, but I don't know how to do it. I guess it's probably... Ooh, jawline. There you go. There's your jowls. There's your jowls. Alright. That looks good. Let me see... Nope. Okay, never mind. Don't want to mess with that. Yeah, that's a good jowl. That's right. I'm pretty ruthless. I'm basically Vince McMahon. Oh, it's thinking. There we go. Is there a way? So, here's what I'm gonna do real quick. I'm just gonna go ahead and like accept this guy real quick so that it saves in case this whole thing crashes. That's right, I am the true heel of this stream. Nobody's as bad as me. By the way, if you're new here, if you just joined us or you're just jumping in, thank you. My name's Rodrigo. This is my sidekick, Smokey the Smoke Detector. And we're just making some WWE wrestlers. Do not upload. So yeah, hang out. Let's come up with some wrestler lore. Yeah, so I jumped out of the whole thing to save him because I'm kind of worried that my computer's going to crash. There's Thunder the Pig. Edit. That's right. I'm a magnificent bastard. Oh yeah, the smoke detector is my sidekick, Smokey. He's been here pretty much since the beginning. He doesn't say much though. Unless there's smoke, then he has a lot to say. Did Vince McMahon step down recently? I believe yes, I believe Triple H is now like officially I think Triple H has been running the organization for a while. Triple H is like Vince McMahon's son-in-law. And yeah, I think basically Vince McMahon has like excused himself, obviously in like a huge cloud of scandal, has like disappeared. So good for him. Yeah, let's start with the ring attire. Edit attire. Let me see if there is. Okay, so Thunder the Pig, we can maybe give him like some light. Like, how scary do we want this guy to be? Do we want to give him like some contact lenses to make him scarier? Like to where you can't see his eyes very well. Like, we can also like go in and then like do something like this and then just white everything out. Or we can give him like red eyes, right? Let's see. Zal says, hate the guy, will miss his ridiculous walk though. Yeah, he's not a good guy. Thunder the Pig needs to intimidate, that's true. I'm liking the one gray eye. Okay, yeah, actually. Can we add a score the gray one? Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. Let's give him, we'll give him one normal eye and one gray eye, and we'll see if we can put a scar over the gray eye. And we'll make his other eye blue because chances are he's got very light colored eyes. Okay, so to give him a scar, oh no. Oh, nice. Let's see. Scars can be set on the various parts of the superstar's body. After selecting a scar from the thumbnail list, you can then adjust its position, angle, and size. Okay. Okay, alright. Calm down, dude. Yeah, see all that jumping? Ooh, we're cutting it close. This is probably going to be our last wrestler of the night. Because my computer's starting to strain. Let's go with something like this. Something like that, maybe. I want to make it thicker, but because it curves, like making it thicker also changes the its direction. Red eyes. We've got a boy from the exclusion zone here. Yeah, we'll go with one normal eye, one gray eye, and we'll give him this like gnarly scar, which, yeah, we get to change the color of. I mean, I'm okay with keeping it light, but we can like. That doesn't look too bad. Like, that looks like the color that a scar might turn. Alright, calm down, pig. I like the scar actually goes all the way down to his mouth. I wonder if it stays there when he talks or if it like disappears when he opens his lip. Either way, let's go with that. Yeah, the brighter colors come across better. I think you're right. Emboss. I don't see any changes. You just skip it. Okay. Definitely no more facial stuff. He's got enough going on his face. So I'm thinking this guy's going to be pretty simple. He's probably going to have, like, some tights and something on his arms, and it's going to be mostly naked. So this guy is almost done. Let's see some lower arm stuff. Let's see if they have some like fuzzy stuff, like furry stuff. Not really. Something like this. This could work. Harvey says that'll do, pig. Scar's good. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling that. Like, I'm kind of surprised that they don't have just like a fuzzy like armband. Unless they do and I'm not seeing it. Not really. Oh, here we go. This is more or less what I'm looking for. It's like the very first one. Yeah. We'll make this brown. Second color, we'll make this black. And then third color, we'll make this red, orange, white. Yeah, let's make it white. Yeah, there we go. Copy it. There we go. That's probably good there. We'll move on to his lower body. Trunk designs. Oh, that's after you've given him the trunks already. Yeah, we definitely want to give him like trunks, like not full-on tights. Polka dots? Probably not. Let's see if there's something with like a fuzzy trim. That would be good. But let's look at the generic ones. I always look at the generic ones because I hate it. I hate it when I pick something and then it's like, oh, those are like this wrestler's trunks, and I'm like, oh well, that's not what I wanted. Maybe we give him some slightly fancy trunks. Yeah, that kind of looks like it imitates fur. So we'll make that brown. We'll make that black. And we'll make the trim white. Yeah. Okay, now we just need to do boots. It's dynamic, yeah. Generic. Let's see if they have anything fuzzy here. This may be a little too fuzzy. He might also just wear like pretty normal boots. Ah, okay. What about something like this? Actually, maybe a little too cowboy-y. Yeah, this guy might just wear like more normalish boots. Like, I feel that happens a lot with wrestlers. It's like they have stuff going on, but they're like, because their footwear, because they have to like actually wrestle and, you know, put their weight on it, is often just like, I don't want to change the material. But this allows us to do a similar thing. Oh, that's brown. That's black. That's also black. And then the laces are white. So you kind of have this like black, white, brown thing going on. They gotta have boots with fur. Yeah, you're right. But I think it makes sense for him to kind of show off the fur in his arms and then have like sensible footwear. Okay. Select persona. Nope. Oh, wait. Okay, no. We do not want to change this persona. Okay, I am not going to mess with this because I'm almost certainly going to get it wrong. So, we're not going to copy the attire because he doesn't necessarily change his attire between the entrance and whatever else. Personal information. This should all be right. Yep, Thunder the Pig. Menu screen pose, very important. This guy can definitely go like very showy. Too showy. He needs like his knee, because like the shot is like from the waist up. His hands, I think his hands really need to be up. That's not a bad one. That's not a bad like bad guy stance. That doesn't it like it. I think this one confuses the gauntlets. Up, fireworks are starting. I don't know if you guys can hear that. This, if he was like an Adonis type, definitely this. But he's not. He's like a violent offender type. Let's see. More menacing. That's not bad, but I think we can do better. Maybe we can't do better. Scooby-Doo. Probably not. That is a powerful look for sure. Yeah. Ooh, fireworks is in my regards for Pavlov. Fortunately, not necessarily fortunately, but Pavlov is pretty old, so he's hard of hearing, so it's very likely that he can't hear them at all. But you know what? I'm going to go check on Pavlov real quick, just to make sure that he's okay. So I will be right back. Yep, 100% sleeping peacefully. It's not even bothering him. Okay, let's look at where we're at. Harv says, I don't remember hearing any fireworks for July 1st the other day, which I'm glad for personally. I think the US is like having a hard time right now. Like, people are either like not as excited for the 4th of July, or maybe some of the shortages are affecting fireworks. Okay, so I think what we need to do for this guy is we actually need to go into the like with his like this is a very threatening pose, but again, it doesn't say like he wants to be a wild man. Um, so but this is like a very threatening for like a guy with like a scarf to be like, I have something to ask you. You know, like that's very scary. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to go into the individual settings. So let's get something where his hands are up like that. Yep. And then let's see if we can get like, yeah, this is blah, 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 blah. Let's see if we can get some claws going. Okay, all right. Something like this maybe. Yeah, these are more threatening claws. These are good. Let's go with this. And then, ooh. Let's see if we can get something where he's like grimacing. No, that just looks like he's singing. Huh? Like, there's gotta be ones with some teeth. I know I just got done saying that, like, we're probably not gonna see the teeth, but if there's one where, like, it would work to see... I can't believe there aren't, like, any, like, grimacing ones. That's very surprising and disappointing. Harvester says, yeah, that pose is, like, cocky, chaotic, threatening. Yeah, definitely, like, it's a different type of bad guy. Yeah. The kind that... of faux pleasantness that you know is about to boil away to danger. Yeah, definitely. But that's not this guy. Okay, well, let's just see if there's one where he... Like, this one is good because he looks mad. But again, man, I was just hoping for... like, this just looks like he's pouting. That's the other thing, is, like, when you combine the sometimes when you combine, like, clearly what their intent was of like, a face, but, like, this character has, like, a very long face. So, like, it changes the... It changes the facial expression because it's like more stretched out or whatever, right? Because all of these were sort of tested with like a more or less regular head person. Man, this has given me more trouble than I expected. That does not look good. Let's not do that. Yeah, this is just... We'll just do, like, generally angry. I'm kind of upset that we didn't get anything more grimacy, but this will have to do. Crowd reaction, definitely boo. Crowd balance... I mean, he probably has some fans. Right? I think that's what this means, yeah. He definitely has some hardcore fans that love Thunder the Pig. Oh, the captions are frozen. Thank you. Yes. I need to select them. Check, check, check. Captions. 1, 2, 3 captions. Oh, I think they're like frozen. I need to like... Check. 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. Okay. That's good. Check 1, 2, 3. Still there? Nope. Let me reload the captions real quick. Close that. Web captioner. Reload web captioner. Try that. Open the new window. Check 1, 2, 3, new window. It's not wanting to do it. Check 1, 2, 3, new window. Yeah, it works there. But if I click away from it, it doesn't want to do it. Yeah, the captions might just be effed this time around. Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't seem to want to do it, because normally this works, but for some reason it doesn't want to do it right now. Like, I would have to, like, now I would have to keep it, like, the only way that it's working is if it's on the very top of the window. If I click away from it, normally this would work as long as I don't click on another browser tab. But now if I click away from it, it just stops working. So, yeah, I guess we're stuck on the on captions right now, unfortunately. All right, let's do personality traits. This guy's probably going to be all the way to the left. More egotistical than prideful. He's disrespectful. Actually, he's probably not desperate. Like, this is like a solid heel. Like, you do not want to deal with this guy. He is treacherous, though. But he's not cowardly. He goes in not for a fair fight, but for like an actual fight. And he's definitely aggressive. I don't know what this means. I think this is the way that the computer plays him. So it's like he's less likely to fight. Okay, where's this guy from? Do we actually want to make him like Irish? Or like Welsh? Is he Welsh? Fair, no. Challenging, yes. Yep. I'm sure they have lots of stuff for Ireland. There's a lot of Irish, like, there's a lot of Irish wrestlers, right? When you think about, like, where is, like, WWE style wrestling? Where's, like, yeah, like, that type of wrestling popular? It's, like, the United States, Mexico, Japan, and like, you know, Great Britain and the British Isles, right? So it's like, nope, only County Wicklow in Ireland. Oh no, wait, what? Oh, I guess that's a larger one. Where's he from? Belfast or Belfast? Is Belfast like a region, like a state? If I hit this Belfast, does it go farther in? Nope. Belfast good? Is Belfast like the capital? What's the capital of Ireland? You didn't know there was going to be a pop quiz. Pop quiz. What's the capital of Ireland? Cork is like... Is Cork far away from... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should make him Welsh. Let's make him... Let's make him Welsh. Oh, Dublin's the capital, right? I knew that. I don't know. Do we have any Irish people that are going to be upset if we make this guy Welsh? Do we have any Welsh people that are going to be upset if we make this guy Welsh? Yeah, you're right. Dublin is the capital. Yeah, I knew that. Ooh. There's a place in Chicago called Bryn Mawr. It's probably named after this place. Also, probably not actually pronounced Bryn Mawr. Zal says, I have both Welsh and Irish ancestry. Okay, so you'll be upset either way. So we'll just go with this. We'll make him be from Cardiff, because I know that people pronounce Cardiff, Cardiff. Let's see. This is happening. This is awesome. I feel the power. Probably not my hero. You still got it. We'll go with You're So Money. Okay. What else? Side plates. There was like other stuff besides this. So this is all personal information. Okay, performance. A Dire Intentions intro. Like, we're gonna have to double up on some of these, because this seems to be like the only ones available. This is good. Yeah, just like menacing. That's good. Yeah, let's try that. For a taunt, no. Probably not. Yeah, warming up, that's good. We'll go with that one. Signature. This guy is a striker, so let's go with this for now. Although, well, not a Hurricanrana, but he's also like big and powerful. Let's go with strikes. Yeah, let's go with he punches you. And then for his finisher, this is definitely a spear guy. Definitely a spear, like he charges you like a boar, right? That definitely a spear guy. Okay. Statistics, I don't think I want to mess with the attributes again. So we'll just accept. Yes. Zal says, my last name, until I change it, is Welsh, and my mom's maiden name is Irish, last name, and I didn't really... Oh, you didn't really see what I picked? There you go. Don't even worry about it. Just don't even worry about it. He's either Irish or Welsh, so somebody in your family is about to get offended, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so far so good. Do we want to try and see this guy in a match and see if I can get this? So what I'm going to do, because I know that I can do this, is actually, I'm going to start a match, and this time I'm going to pick the character that I want to lose as my character. Because that's the thing is, like, it wouldn't matter, but I think even individual matches start to, like, add information to each character. And it's like, I want some of these characters to eventually be very good, so if I lose with them, they won't be as good. Harvester says Quantum British Highlander. Yep, somewhere up there. Somewhere up there. Sometimes he like flips over to like Scandinavia a little bit, but usually he's just hovering around the British Isles. Let's go with normal. Page down. Yep. Okay, so this time we'll throw Billy Bishop in. He's just had another fight, so he's a little tired. Oh, nice. This is fun. Oh, no, I passed it. Female custom. Yep. So, Thunder the Pig. We can add a manager. And we'll add Adorable Aldo as a manager. That's fun. Ooh, we can even change the tire. Computer. Okay. Confirm. Start match. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, nice. He's even back there in the promo. That's fantastic. Yeah, I know I'm going to have a lot of fun if I start streaming WWE. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a blast. Oh, I also have all of the music turned down, so that's why I have, like, ambient music. Because I can't afford the copyright strikes, because this uses, like, hella copyrighted music. Oh, it crashed! Okay, alright. It crashed. Well, what are you going to do? So we're not going to get him to do, because I am not going to try to open that application again. So, yeah. Wow, okay. Good to know. It can probably only take making one wrestler at a time. Maybe if I close down the application, and then if I close down the application and then open it again, it might be fresh enough. Also, like, I didn't... Like, usually before I stream, I shut down my computer if it had been on for a while, and then, like, started back up and make sure that everything's, like, fresh and ready to go. This time I didn't do that because I was like... My wife got called into work, and I was like, oh, this is a good opportunity for me to stream. And I just kind of did it. Yeah, I was not... Probably was not doing this in an optimal way, but dang if like this computer didn't like try its best. I can probably, I think I already had, but I can probably also turn down some visual options. You know, I don't know if it's like freaking like ray tracing their shiny pants or whatever. Zal says, glad I was able to catch a stream. Yep. Yeah, it was kind of good timing. I mean, it crashed because it tried to switch modes, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to offload the character creator stuff. I'm going to load in all the battle stuff. And it just... and, like, died. So, yeah. This is a good opportunity, I guess. If you guys haven't seen it, it's in a couple places in the channel. But I should... Some of you are going to see this again. Some of you are going to see it for the first time. My wife... who is very cool, had a poster commissioned of Petunia. Petunia is our Pokemon protagonist for Pokemon Shield. She is a poison type trainer. So my wife made this poster. So there's Petunia, and there's 6 of her Pokemon. She actually has like 12-ish Pokemon that she rotates through, but these are some of the main ones. There you can see Dr. Violet and Oakley and Lil Veggies and Ribitina and Rude and Sargassum up there. The gang's all here. I mean, it's not because it's missing like 6 ones, but it makes sense that she, you know, a full Pokemon party is 6, so you know, I'm definitely not complaining. I kind of knew it was coming. My wife asked me some questions about Petunia, and my wife is very supportive of my interests, and she does ask questions, but these questions were like a little too interested, and I'm like, usually when I talk your ear off about stuff like this, like at some point you just like stop listening. But she was like very interested, and I'm like, this is suspicious. Yeah, it's very cool. I think maybe if you go to the channel when I'm not streaming, you can see it as a banner. You know, I don't have it incorporated into any of like the actual graphics of the stream, and I might not, because you know, I don't know what I want to do with it. I definitely like it. If we ever move and I get like an office where I can do the stream from, I'm definitely gonna hang it up, like frame it and hang it up. Harvester says the special interest attention tune out. I know it well. Yeah, I think we all do it too. Like, you try to be a good partner who will like listen, but eventually, if somebody gets way too into the weeds, like, it's like a safety mechanism. It's like, if you follow them in there, you're never gonna get out. So suddenly you're thinking about like what you're gonna have for lunch later, right? All right. What time is it? 10. How long have I been streaming? Almost 3 hours. So that's pretty good for me. Yeah, let me see if as we so rarely get to do this, nope. Okay. Let's start wrapping up the stream here. Thanks, guys, for jumping in here. And it was an impromptu stream, so hope you guys didn't have to like drop anything to watch here. But if you did, then I'm glad you did. I appreciate all the raids. I appreciate everybody who followed from the raids or who just came in and followed. You guys are making the dream happen for me, slowly but surely. As you can see, you know, we've gotten some subscriptions and we've gotten a little bit of donations, so that's great. I really appreciate that. I probably will not be doing a stream at this time of night on Saturday anytime soon, because it just kind of happened that my wife was busy. Usually, or Sunday, sorry, this time of night on Sunday. Usually Sundays is like the only day where both of us have the whole day off. So it's either like hanging out or chores or errands, you know, so not a lot of opportunities to do this on Sunday, but it worked out today. So yeah, it was good times. Yeah, I hope you guys had fun. Go check out those clips. I'm sure they're hilarious. And definitely visit the YouTube channel and subscribe if you haven't yet. The good thing about subscribing to our YouTube channel is that it has a super long name, and once you're subscribed, you don't have to worry about remembering what the heck it's called. But it is Lopez Family Variety Channel. It's down here. If you're watching this later on YouTube, then you definitely want to go to Twitch and go to El Picachon. That's what the channel is called. And either way, regardless of where you're watching this, you want to go to Twitter and follow @FearsomCritter. That's me. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll see notifications for the stream and the videos, and also you'll get to hear my hilarious opinions, mostly about D&D and dinosaurs and random other things. Like actually surprisingly few video game things, but video game things get in there as well. So yeah, make sure that you are, you know, liking and subscribing to things so that you can just have this like delivered directly to you. You don't need to worry about it. And besides, you're watching way too many depressing video essays anyway about, you know, the state of the world. So don't you want to have a little bit more of like some guy deleting the entire character that it took him an hour to make? I think you do. All right. So yes, let me load up my end of stream thing. And yeah, on behalf of me and Pavlov and Lily and Smokey, you guys have a good night, and I'll catch you all later.